You're looking at one of the world's most powerful and premium smartphones. You're also looking at a smartphone that's chucked convention out of the window by putting its power and volume buttons on its backside, based on the logic that this is where your index finger naturally rests. The G2's gorgeously slick and sturdy glossy black design hasn't quite got an edge-to-edge display, but there's very little space either side of the 5.2-inch screen. That's because there's no volume and power buttons on its 8.9mm sides. However, the power button lights up for notifications, and there's also a useful notification LED on the front, with different colours for different apps. Now, while its button placement may initially prove inconvenient, it's worth remembering the G2 can detect touch input when it's off. Called Knock On, simply tap twice on the screen. Swipe to unlock as normal, or double tap again to turn the screen off. This can also be done from any of the home screens. The G2 packs a razor-sharp 5.2-inch Full HD display and is absolutely gorgeous and bright. 1080p video looks amazing with crystal clear detail, complete with vivid and natural colours and excellent viewing angles. Now, the G2 harnesses its power from Qualcomm's Snapdragon 800 processor. It also runs Android 4.2.2 about as smooth as we've ever seen it, whether you're simultaneously running apps, playing the most demanding 3D games, watching HD videos, or browsing the web. Text reflow and scrolling is nice and smooth, and there's a handy feature called Capture Plus, which saves a web page as a picture for offline viewing. You can expect high-speed 4G smarts as well. Now, the G2 boasts a 13-megapixel camera complete with optical image stabilization for noticeably sharp shots in good light with heaps of detail. It offers particularly impressive shots in low-light conditions, even without its flash. It's still got the typical grain and noise, but it's more than good enough for a night out. The G2 also records crisp, clear Full HD 1080p video at an impressive 60 frames per second, and video is as clear and as crisp as you'd expect, with smooth playback. Now, its tracking zoom function is an interesting idea. It will let you select a subject while recording. The viewfinder then automatically zooms in on them while they're moving around. Then there's audio zoom, which lets you focus on recording sound from the point that you choose to zoom into. There are tons of other camera extras too, like a dual camera mode and its virtual reality panorama feature for impressive full 360-degree shots that you can virtually pan around. Now, LG has taken the Samsung approach to Android by cramming a ridiculous amount of software extras and modifications into the G2. Like the S4, the G2's smart screen feature can automatically pause videos and turn the screen off when you're not looking at it, and will automatically answer calls when you bring it to your ear. There's an infrared blaster and a useful quick remote app for controlling your TV and home cinema kit. Other useful tweaks include Plug and Pop, which brings up a contextual menu when you plug in your headphones or micro USB cable. The G2 also claims to be the first smartphone to feature 24-bit 192 kHz hi-fi playback. It's a niche feature, but great for audiophiles with high-quality headphones. Q-Slide is great for quick-fire multitasking, overlaying up to 2 applications over whatever you're currently doing on screen. Slide Aside allows you to store and rotate through up to 3 chosen applications, although this involves cumbersomely swiping 3 fingers across the screen. Then there's Clip Tray, which lets you save and access everything you've cut or copied in the past for browsing or pasting into emails, messages and notes. And finally, there's the Clever Guest Mode, a great way to prevent kids from accessing private content or spending money on apps. Just create another profile and select which apps you want to be available. You'll then have access to your own regular setup as well as guest mode. Now, the G2 delivers impressive battery life. In one day, it lasted a little over 19 hours before it hit 5%. This involved browsing the web using the camera, playing 3D games and streaming 2 hours of music to Bluetooth speakers with Wi-Fi on the entire time. Now, the G2 can't match the HTC One for looks and build, and LG's skin isn't as slick or accomplished as HTC's Sense UI, but in just about every other way, the LG is the better device. Its quirky button arrangement takes some getting used to, but it's got a gorgeous screen, excellent camera, exceptional battery life, and wonderfully fast performance. With the Nexus 5 and iPhone 5S on the scene, we're not sure how long this is going to last, but for now, we can confidently say that LG's G2 is the best smartphone in the world right now.